Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. Some of you may remember that around a year or two ago, I did several videos on an application called Radiant Photo. I haven't done any recently, mainly because they released Radiant Photo 2, and to be quite honest with you, even though I think it's an excellent application, I didn't want to buy it. That is until yesterday. Yesterday, I received an email from them telling me that they were having a sale on Radiant Photo. Normally, it's $159. I purchased it for $99. I'll have a link to that sale in the description below this video. But before you purchase it, I want to kind of warn you about something. Let me quickly show you my invoice. You can see I bought Radiant Photo. They're calling it the Spring Bundle Sale. I got it for $99. For some reason, if you're paying in euro, it's 109 euro. Not sure why it's more. With this bundle, you're getting a set of Bright and Soft looks for free and a set of landscape looks for free. Also, included in this bundle is something they're calling the Radiant Toolkit. You're getting a 1-year subscription to the Radiant Toolkit. The Radiant Toolkit mainly is free updates to Radiant Photo. So if they come out with Radiant Photo 3, you'll get it automatically for free. Also, they have some training. If they have webinars, if they have any training videos, you'll have access to those as long as you have this Radiant Toolkit subscription. So it's great. You get the subscription for a year. But what I want to warn you is it's automatically going to renew in 1 year for $50 plus tax in my case for $54.38. You may not want to renew the Radiant Toolkit every single year. Or a year from now, you're going to look at your credit card statement and see a $50 charge and wondering what the heck someone bought, you know? Well, that's what this is. You can cancel this. You'll notice right below here, it says full terms and subscription management. That's an actual link. Click on that. You'll be brought to a web page where you'll enter your email address. Once you enter your email address, they'll email you a link. Click on that link that they email you, and then from there, you could cancel the renew. So you don't get it renewed or cancel the subscription, actually. So it won't renew. So just be aware of that. I just wanted to bring that up because I just went in here and I go, oh, well, you get these looks for free. Oh, $99. All right, I'll buy it. And I bought it. And then I saw the Radiant Toolkit. Well, what is that? And then that's when I researched it and saw that in 1 year, on March 27, 2027, I'm going to get charged $54.38. So just be aware of that. I just wanted to bring that up. Now, as far as Radiant Photo 2, it's an excellent application, and I like to say that Radiant Photo is an application for those that don't like to edit because it does most of the heavy lifting automatically. Let me show you. We're going to click right in the middle here, and I'm going to load a number of different raw files up into Radiant Photo, and you'll notice they'll just take a second or two to load. That is because what Radiant Photo is doing is it's examining the image and it's determining what kind of image it is. Is it a landscape image? Is it a portrait? Is it a picture of an animal? And then it will apply a specific workflow automatically to it. For example, let's just click on this image here. For this image, you'll notice there's this bar in the middle. There's before, there's after. So it already edited this. And what it did was it used AI to determine that this is a landscape photo. So you can see the workflow, landscape. Fine. Then what it did, it applied the Pro preset to this automatically. Now you don't have to stay with this. You could choose a different preset. So you could come in and choose whatever you like here. So I'll just click through them very quickly. So you could choose a different preset if you like, or you could modify this preset. Over on the right-hand side, what you'll find here are the actual controls that were used for this preset, and these will be specific to the preset that has been applied. So if you have a different category like people, or if you have a different thing, you know, a different preset chosen, what is over here may change. As you can see, when I go to Filmic, it changed what is over here. Now, the reason why it's changing is I'm in the responsive workspace. So when you're in the responsive workspace, if you choose a different workflow or maybe a different preset, things over here will change depending on what is being applied to the specific image at that moment. You have different workspaces. You could click here and you could see there's one called Professional. That's every control that's available. So this isn't responsive. So no matter what preset I choose or what workflow I choose, this will always stay the same. You could see, and you can see the ones that are active will have like a little reset circle that is active. So obviously it's not using some of these options in this specific professional workspace. You have quick edit, you have develop, you have landscape, you have portrait, color grading, black and white, and finishing. Now, if you are, let's say, in the professional workspace and you chose a specific like preset here, filmic, let's say, and you only want to see the actual controls that were being adjusted, you could click this little funnel here and then it will only show you what has been adjusted. So that's kind of the same as being in the responsive workspace. It's going to show you that same thing. Now, if you're not using all these and you want to make this little menu a little simpler, you could go to these three dots and you could turn off any of these workspaces. Say you never do portraits, you could take that away if you want to. But as it is now, I'll just leave them all there. And you can see above that, we have a histogram. You could crop. We have things where you could flip it vertical, flip it horizontally, or you could even rotate it if you need to do that. So you have those controls there. Now at the top, you have smart editing. Smart editing is applied to every image kind of automatically. Let me just go so that's a little easier on the eyes. So you could come up to enhance and you could like make it stronger or maybe not as strong. You could do the same thing with color because there's no person here. Skin tone is grayed out. If you want to reset any of these, just double click on the actual slider itself. And up here also, if you want to increase or decrease the adjustments, like all the adjustments, you go up here and you can move this up or down. So it's increasing anything that was adjusted. And again, you could reset it by just double clicking right on it. I think we'll reset it, or is it on the word? Or maybe not. Maybe you just got to go over here and do that. So reset it that way and then it resets everything. So it's this little circle here. So I was wrong about that. Anyway, I look at so many different applications. Sometimes I get confused. But that's how you go about doing all of that. Now, as you go through, as I mentioned, it's going through these images and they're all really edited already. But sometimes it doesn't always get things right. If you look at this one, it really didn't know what this was. So it did auto radiant on it. So you could see it chose this workflow, even though this to me is a landscape image. So you would click landscape here. You could just override everything and a sunset because it was taken really very close to sunset. And then you could see there's your before, after. And again, you could come in and you could tweak anything you want. So if it's maybe just a little too dark, in my opinion, it is. So I'd come in and I maybe just increase exposure a little bit like that. Now, one thing to be aware, there is noise reduction in here, but it isn't really the super high-tech AI noise reduction that you might be used to. For example, this image here was shot at very high ISO. There's a considerable amount of noise. Now it knows that this is an animal, so it chose that workflow and it chose this Pro preset. That's fine, but you'll notice there's still a lot of noise. So what you would do is you would go to details and you would click on the noise reduction. Then you would go down here and choose the type of noise reduction you want. There's the default noise reduction. There's a portrait noise reduction. There's night. There's mobile device noise reduction. And then there's like extreme or heavy noise reduction. So this will get rid of the most noise. So if you did have an image that was shot at very high ISO and you have a lot of noise, come down here and click this right away. And then you could come in and maybe move the slider, like maybe even try to remove more noise. Now you could do again that before after by moving this slider, or you could just click right on the image and do a before after that way. So there's before and there's after. And let's just look at a portrait very quickly. So if we click on this, here's a before and an after, before, after. Now it knows that this is a person. So it says people with a dark background. So that is the workflow it has chosen. And it's using this Pro, which is, all right. And then over here on the right-hand side, if we look at let's close all this down here. Let's close this down, this down. There we go. We're in the responsive workspace, and we have tone, skin tone, and details, face selection, eyes, and skin. Still maybe some blemishes. You could open up skin. You could smooth it a little more. Could do more blemish removal. So you could smooth it if you'd like, trying it a little more. We have now the skin tone slider is active because obviously this is a person. So you come in and tweak things mainly is what I'm saying. Or maybe you want to try some other preset, you could do that as well. Unfortunately, if you hover over any of the presets, it doesn't do anything. So it's just not the way it works. Now, we did have, remember those free looks that come with this package, and you may be wondering what those are. Those are color grading tools. So let's go to this image, and let's go to the professional option here, and then turn off the funnel. And then if you look at the right, go down to color grading. When you go down to color grading, you'll notice that, let me move everything up here so we can see it better. You'll notice that there are these different looks, and the ones that come with this sale are these bright and soft looks and these landscape looks. So if we open up the bright and soft, you can see there's these different looks. Now, just hovering again won't do anything, but if you click on, let's say, Faded Dreams, you could see what it gets done to the image. It's kind of like a LUT. So if you're familiar with LUTs or profiles, maybe in Lightroom, you could see what they do. There's Pink Lemonade, Peach Fuzz. So again, these are the ones that come with the sale. You get a number of with it. You get this black and white film, black and white portraits. That all come with the application as is. But with this sale, you also get these bright and soft looks, and you'll get these landscape looks. So you give it a desert truck look, a farm look. Maybe a farm look would be fitting for this one. So you get the idea there. Those are those looks that come with this sale. So I just wanted to talk about that. And that's it. That's really it. If you want me to do more videos on Radiant Photo, now that I own it, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what more I could come up with. Tell me what you'd like. Want me to do more portraits? Want me to do a lot more landscapes? Want me to do wildlife? What do you want me to do? And I'll show you some types of editing that I would do for specific types of images. So let me know. Again, I'll have a link to the sale in the description below this video. And thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.